Hello and good day to you. I wanted to share something quick with you that I believe will be an encouragement to you. As I was reading this morning in Mark chapter 8, it's a story where Mark is describing yet again a time where Jesus did the unthinkable. He performed yet another miracle where he had fed thousands of people with just 7 loaves of bread. And so now the disciples have seen this the second time, as you recall in another gospel where there were over 5,000 men alone, including women, not including women and children, where there were 5 loaves and 2 fish, and Jesus fed that entire multitude. Now this is another time where there are several thousand seated, and Jesus fed them with 7 loaves of bread. So this has now happened after he'd ministered to these people for 3 days. He's now in the boat with his disciples, and you won't believe it. They're actually complaining because they got into this boat for this journey and they didn't bring enough food with them, and they're complaining. So we're going to pick it up in Mark 8, chapter 16. And they began discussing with one another the fact that they had no bread. And Jesus, aware of this, says to them, "Why are you discussing the fact that you have no bread? Do you not perceive or understand? Are your hearts hardened? Having eyes to see and not see, and having ears but not to hear? Do you not remember when I broke the 5 loaves for the 5,000? How many baskets full of broken pieces did you take up?" They said 12. "And the 7 loaves of bread for the 4,000? How many baskets did you take up?" They said 7. And he said to them, "Do you not yet understand?" So picture this. Jesus sitting there, he's in a boat, he's with his boys, right? This group of men is close to him. They've been with him. They've seen unthinkable things that no one else on earth has witnessed. And here they are yet again complaining in the presence of Jesus about not having enough. And I can just see Jesus, just being frustrated with them. Peter, he always likes to be close to Jesus. He's probably sitting there next to him, and I can just see Jesus, just kind of reaching out and just giving him a brain duster. Like, don't you get it? Don't you understand who I am? Don't you understand what I can do for you? It just reminds me of how we often can be. It is quite common for us to be in a season of need or despair or want, and we find ourselves complaining, and we forget the times past where we've seen Jesus do that unthinkable miracle. We've seen Jesus provide for us before. And even if we don't know each other, I'll bet if I spent just a few minutes talking with you, I could help you remember a time when Jesus was more than enough. Because Jesus is not wanting to be just enough in our life. He is more than enough. And I believe that's what this passage is there for. It was to remind us of that simple fact. He can be an abundance to our life. He wants us to live life and live it abundantly. We're in a season of harvest. We're in a season of fall where there's leaves on the ground. And as you're raking up them leaves and you got the bag and you're putting them in the bag, what happens, right? You're going to have to push those leaves down. You have to shake that bag and put more in and repeat that. And then you're going to have leaves flowing over that bag. Well, Scripture tells us that if we are in the spirit of giving, if we give out of a kind and generous heart, that law of harvest is going to come back to us. We're going to reap, and we're going to be given an abundance. It's going to be pressed down, shaken, and running over. That is the God that you serve. And he wants to be more than enough in your life. But every promise of God, it's always tied to a call to action. So you do want to be someone who gives cheerfully. Be someone who is a sower in the season to sow, so that when it's harvest season, you can reap. Be someone who is seeking after God. Be someone who is searching for His truth. If you put Him first, He's going to take care of all your needs, and He's going to do so in miraculous, abundant ways. And He will be more than enough for your needs. I hope that you find this encouraging. Make it a wonderful day.